Welcome back to the crossover, and today we're taking a look at the current state of Mexican soccer, and man, it's not looking good. I mean, Mexico historically the powerhouse in the CONCACAF, but this past weekend, this past Nations League, and even this past year, tough times here for Mexican soccer as they just recently finished third in a three-horse race in the Nations League. Obviously, the US of A at number one, Canada at number two, and Mexico relinquished to the third spot in the Nations League. And man, it just wasn't pretty. I mean, a 3-0 loss to the US men's national team. Embarrassing for Mexico, the way that they just got dismantled. Then they went out in the third place game against Panama. They won 1-0 with a 4th-minute goal from Gallardo, but not much there. I mean, Diego Coca, their head coach for this Nations League, came into the Nations League on the hot seat. The Mexican press wasn't happy about the appointment of him as head coach. The Mexican people weren't happy about it. The 3-0 to the U.S. just made it even worse, and things got ugly as players were threatening to boycott the Gold Cup because of the team, because of the coach, because of the federation as a whole. We've had two unnamed players saying that they weren't going to play the Gold Cup, that they were walking out, that they were just not going to put up with all of this. Other players extremely unhappy. Coca calls a closed-door meeting behind the scenes, just with the players, no media, no nothing. Just wanted to talk to the players, let it all air out, and apparently the players were not only unhappy with him, but with the whole Mexican Federation, as they apparently booked a hotel that was an hour away from the stadium, and a hotel that was 40 minutes away from their training ground. So obviously the players weren't happy about that. What do you mean that on game day we have to take an hour-long bus ride to the stadium? And what do you mean every time we have to practice we have to take a 40-minute long bus ride to training just to train, be tired, to take another 40-minute ride back? So poor planning there. I don't know if it was a monetary reason, the fact that they couldn't find a hotel in Vegas a little bit closer, but definitely not the optimal situation there for the Mexican team. I feel like the Mexican Federation had to do better for their team there. Then Coca, after the massive loss to the U.S., following a 1-0 win to Panama for third place, he gets fired. Juan Carlos Rodriguez, the commissioner of the Mexican national team, came out and said, we've obviously got many deficiencies that we have to take a look at here in-house. We have to figure this all out, and there's no time to wait. We've got to get Coca out of here. The fact that we lost to the USA, that's one thing, but the way that we lost and the way that we got dismantled is absolutely unheard of and unacceptable. They've assigned Jaime Lozano as the interim head coach. He's going to coach that team through the Gold Cup. He just recently won the bronze medal in Tokyo in 2020 with the Mexican side. So hopefully he can figure it out here for the Gold Cup. But I was looking it up, and you just look at the past 11 months in this Mexican Federation, and let me just give you a nice little timeline here. So they fired sporting director Gerardo Torrado and Ignacio Hierro. They've hired and fired Jamie Ordiales, who's a sporting director. They fired Tata Martinez, obviously the head coach. They hired and fired Ares de Parga, the executive director. They hired Duilio Davino, the sporting director. They hired and fired Coca now as head coach. The exit of former president Jan de Luisa. They elected the new president, Rodriguez, and have now promoted Jaime Lozano as interim manager. And wow, that is a lot. And in an 11-month span, the fact that you're hiring people and then firing them right away because of shortcomings, you don't know who's there, you don't know who's not there. You kind of start to understand the player's perspective, saying, hey, who's even running this ship? Who's even running it? What direction are we having? Why are we getting hotels so far away? Why is this guy the head coach making the selection for the Gold Cup, and now he's not even going to be there for the Gold Cup? Now we have Jaime Lozano coming in saying that he's going to have to run the team with a roster that he didn't even assemble. What is going on? For one of the powerhouses in the CONCACAF, for one of the powerhouses in world football, for one of the biggest names in world football in Mexico, what has been going on these past 11 months? The Federation seems lost. The players seem lost. Let's hope that they figure it out, because I was complaining about the state of the U.S. men's national team not having a head coach. But now looking at this, golly, Mexico, get it together. You guys are also hosting a World Cup in 3 years. Get it together. Figure it out. Just figure it out. Mexican Federation, figure it out. Obviously, they've now got the Gold Cup coming up, so if they can turn it around and they can get some results there with Jamie Lozano as interim, maybe they can get the Mexican people back on their side. They're going to have to do it without Alexis Vega, their striker, who has a knee injury. But man, tough year here for the Mexican Federation. But let's hope that they figure it out. Let's hope that they can do well in the Gold Cup, unless it's against the U.S., in which the U.S. will come out and beat them, because we haven't lost to Mexico since 2019. So let's go, U.S. Mexican soccer, figure it out. I appreciate you guys for watching. Drop a like, sub if you haven't, and comment. Just say hi or something. It helps the algorithm. I don't know. Peace!